WIFO-FM in Jessup. Big Dog Country Radio, 105.5 FM. It is now time for the world-famous Butch and Bob Show, brought to you by First Southern Bank, Van's Barbecue, Murphy Builder Supply, and O'Quinn & Associates.
Hi, I'm Mandy Yeomans.
And I'm Raymond Brown with First Southern Bank. As your locally owned community bank, we're here to help our community grow. Our customers are why we are here. You can tell we want your business.
We offer all types of deposit products, personal and business. We have fast, efficient service, and yes, we have online banking too. I'm sure we have an account to fit your needs. Stop by or call us at 912-588-1010 and see how First Southern Bank can help you.
FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
When it comes to barbecue, Van's Barbecue in Jessup is the place to be. A small family-owned business located at 1876 on the Savannah Highway. Van's Barbecue has lunch and dinner special. Stop by or call to make an order. The number to call, 427-3358. Van's Barbecue's new manager is Sarah Van. Van's Barbecue offers potato salad, coleslaw, baked beans, and don't forget their delicious mac and cheese. Also, check out their shrimp plates, the best in town. Yes, when it comes to barbecue, head to Van's Barbecue, locally owned and operated. Stop by and tell them the Big Dog sent you. Once again, the number to order, 427-3358.
Since 1946, Murphy's Builder Supply has been serving the folks of Jessup, Wayne, and surrounding counties with quality products and knowledgeable service. Matter of fact, they feel they sell service first to make sure you get exactly what you need for your home improvement projects. And with each employee at Murphy's being there for 10 years or more, you know you're talking with someone with the experience to help you with building supplies, tools, paint, and all the things you need from a full-service hardware store. The best choice in home improvement is Murphy's Builder Supply, 156 Northeast Broad Street, Jessup.
Are you looking for an insurance company that you can call and talk to a live person? Are you looking for an insurance company where you can walk in and talk to an agent? Are you looking for an insurance company that offers multiple companies so they can try and get you the best rate? If you said yes to any of these, then you need to call or come by O'Quinn & Associates Insurance Financial Services. We offer multiple companies so we can find the best fit for you. Give us a call at 385-1000 or stop by our office at 212 South Fair Street right here in Jessup.
The following is an exclusive presentation of Jessup Broadcasting, the sports leader in Southeast Georgia.
World famous. The world famous Butch and Bob Show.
World famous Butch and Bob Show right here on WIFO 105.5 FM in Jessup on this Football Friday. Time to head up to Savannah, Bob.
It should be a fun game.
Okay, going to Memorial Stadium.
Should be a big win.
Big victory for the Yellow Jacket varsity football team. That was a big victory by the girls softball team yesterday up there in Burke County, man. Woo! But a whipping up on those girls up there in Waynesboro.
Long way to go for a short trip. Got to do what you got to do. So.
That's right. Well, we've got a guest in the studio with us this morning, Jill Blizzard from Wayne Memorial Hospital. Good morning, Jill.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Doing?
I'm well.
You
Hope
well?
You guys are. Yes.
All right. Well, what's going on?
Well, we've got a lot of good things going on at the hospital, and thank you for letting me come in today. But first and foremost, we have a blood drive coming up Tuesday, and thank y'all for plugging it on the air. There's always a need for blood. And sometimes people don't realize that you cannot just manufacture blood. It has to be donated and cleaned and typed and processed before it can be put on the shelf and ready for a surgery or any kind of emergency. So that blood drive is coming up next Tuesday, the 27th, in the parking lot at our hospital. It is on the Blood Connections Bloodmobile. And if you've never been on this Bloodmobile, it is big, it is comfortable, it is air conditioned. The staff that works with you there, very professional. And I got some exciting news yesterday.
All right. What is it?
Well, we're going to do a $20 e-gift card to any donor, the Blood Connection was. And the e-gift card, you just go online on the Blood Connections website or their app, and you can redeem it for like 100 different places. Home Depot, Lowe's, Dick's Sporting Goods, Amazon, my favorite. And they upped it yesterday to an additional 50 for a total of 70. So we've never had that before.
So the bottom line is what? If someone gives a unit of blood next week?
$70 in e-gift cards.
$70 in e-gift cards is the bottom line. If you give blood, you get $70 in e-cards.
Yes.
Okay.
They're doing a special, promotion for 10 days, and our drive, which we scheduled almost a year ago, falls within those 10 days. So that's how the additional 50 came on board. But the way that people can make an appointment is they can log online to thebloodconnection.org, and we're easy to find. You can call this number if you don't want to do it online, 864-751-1154. You can find us easily by using the sponsor code 7980. You can type in Wayne Memorial. The website and the app are very friendly. And, of course, if you call, you'll get a real person on the other end of the line to help you walk through that. But, again, because blood cannot be replicated or manufactured, it's got to be donated in advance for any type of future need. So if there's an emergency surgery, a trauma, anything that happens, we've got to have it, and all hospitals do, on the shelf ready to go. So we want to make sure people know about this. The Blood Connection they're an amazing organization, and another unique aspect about them is that the blood that is donated Tuesday will come back to our area. It will come back to our hospital. That doesn't necessarily happen with other blood collection companies. So it's like a way to give local and keep it local.
Okay.
So the hours of the blood drive are 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. The appointments are all online. A few time slots are totally gone, but there's still a few left. And again, people can call 864-751-1154 or go online to thebloodconnection.org to donate. And a total of $70 in e-gift cards will be there. They'll do the first $20 one within 30 minutes. It'll be online in the person's account within 30 minutes of the donation. And then 48 to 72 hours, there comes the additional 50.
Okay.
So for a total of 70. So not a bad deal.
Not a bad deal at all.
And the e-gift cards, and it's all online. They can go to Visa, again, Amazon, Sporting Goods Place, Lowe's, Home Depots. So a little something for everybody. And I learned this last night as well. One of our contacts from the Blood Connection, she said regular givers, not just those that give once a year, but those that give every time there's a drive, once every 56 days or so. She said, it's like getting an oil change. It cleans things out. It can lower your risk for heart attack, stroke. And so there's actually some health benefits. You're helping your community, but you're helping yourself. And then,
so you said there's health benefits of giving blood on a regular basis on those safe time periods every 56 to 60 something days?
Yes.
Okay.
You can't give before 56 days. But we have quite a few regular givers in our communities and at our drive that do that. And they talked about the health benefits of doing so.
56 days.
Yes.
Guess they just figured it up. All right, well, you're full here. We're going to take a unit. Let's see how long it takes to fill you back up. We're going to put the dipstick in there. 56 days. Huh?
There you go. There you go. The
got
dipstick. I like that. So I would encourage you to go online and learn about that. Talk to the friendly folks at the Blood Connection.
So that's 6 times a year.
Right.
You can give blood 6 times a year.
Isn't that amazing?
That's amazing.
Mm-hmm. And there's health benefits too. So why wouldn't somebody want to give blood that
and
can?
Not only health benefits, you also get your blood checked.
Yes.
So it's like a little mini physical.
Right.
In terms of getting your blood checked for different things.
Right.
Okay. All right.
So, and of course there'll be snacks and drinks at the end of your blood donation to help perk you back up. But we would encourage anybody to log online or give me a call at the hospital if you want to. Just call the main line of the hospital and ask for me. I'll be happy to talk to you, point you in the right. If I don't know the answer, I can find out for you and call you back. But so we're super excited about that.
So that's next week?
Next Tuesday.
At Wayne Memorial Hospital. We got Jill Blizzard in here from Wayne Memorial Hospital. We got the blood drive next Tuesday.
Yes, 11 to 4.
Okay.
And also, in the next couple of weeks, of course, our volunteers are back from COVID, and we're excited about that, to have them back in the building, and we're so appreciative of them. And one thing that they've always done is a fundraiser. So we have one coming up and this is actually a fun fundraiser. It's a shopping
fun fundraiser?
a fun fundraiser.
Fun fundraiser.
We put the
Okay.
fun in fundraiser.
All right.
In the lobby on October 4th, 5th, and 6th, there's going to be a fundraiser sale. A vendor is coming in, and it's a Georgia vendor. It's called Jody's Accessories. They have a little bit of everything. So they have sports items that some men might enjoy. They have some jewelry, purses, cute little monogrammed cups. They have things for kids. So at this one, there's really something for everybody. Items start as low as $3. And then they go up from there. There's a big chunk of their items that are only $6. So the volunteers help work this sale. They help promote it. And so they get a small portion of it. And then ultimately, once a year, the volunteers donate a chunk of their proceeds back to the hospital to buy necessary but unbudgeted equipment. So it kind of helps the community at large. So, but that is Tuesday, October 4th, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., Wednesday, October 5th, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m., and Thursday, October 6th, 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. I'll have this all on our website, on our Facebook, and on our Twitter page. And you'll see an ad coming out in the paper.
Now, I see what it says is cash, credit, and debit accepted.
Yes.
See, y'all accept cash where Jenkins High School will not accept cash.
I heard that. But they will at the concession stand, right?
They will at the concession stand.
Just not to get in the door.
There's a lot of schools that have gone to the monopoly of GoFan, where you cannot pay cash to get into a high school sporting event anymore, where 10 to 20% of the money goes to GoFan. But I'm glad to see that y'all accept good American cash here.
Yes, cash works for us.
Cash works for y'all. Okay, all right.
It does. But we would love for people to come out to that. So again, the blood drive is next week, next Tuesday, and then this sale is coming up in early October.
Okay.
So, and speaking of volunteers, we always have volunteer openings, and we would love to have you join us out there. If you're listening and you've just got 3 hours a week, just one little shift a week is all that's required. And that could be an easy 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. Shift in the gift shop, for example. But there's lots of benefits to volunteering.
Now, what different positions would people volunteer for at Wayne Memorial Hospital? Because, been there several times through the years and seen folks in there helping out. What all they do? What are you looking for in terms of help?
All kinds of things, but primarily right now we need help in the gift shop and in our thrift store, which is downtown. A lot of people don't know about our downtown thrift store, but other than the thrift store, all of our volunteer opportunities are on our campus, the main hospital.
Where's the thrift store?
The thrift store. Okay. It is at the corner of Magnolia Street.
Okay, I know where that's at then.
And Broad.
Okay.
It's right across from the Fairhaven Market.
Yeah, right across from Fairhaven.
Yes.
Okay.
And there's a lot of nice items that have been donated, like clothes with tags on or small appliances for the kitchen that are still in the box, never been used.
Does that have particular hours there at the thrift store?
Yes, at the thrift store right now, it is Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 8:30 to 11:30.
Okay, and y'all got volunteers to help out with that.
Yes, and as we gain more volunteers, we'll be able to expand more hours.
Okay,
but back to your original question, they can help out at either one of those places. So those are kind of our two retail spots. We also have a spot that is it's a fun spot in particular because you work with several other volunteers on the same shift. It's the transport station. So
that's where you get to push the people out and pop wheelies with them?
I don't know about the pop wheelies part.
Oh, you
yes.
can't do that? Oh, well, that takes the fun out of taking people out of the hospital.
But that is a fun group, and yes, we have.
They do a great job of just bringing people's spirits up and helping them, get out of the hospital and so forth.
Yes.
That can be a traumatic time for a lot of folks, and they do a good job of bringing people's spirits up and then helping them out and encouraging them.
Yes. And a lot of times they might know the person in the community, or they know the loved one that's with them.
Right.
And so there's a personal relationship there, but several of them work together on that shift, and they help discharge patients, put them in the wheelchairs and go under the nurse's instructions, of course. And then up on the second floor, there's the one-day surgery area and also the waiting area for like where the babies are born, labor and delivery. And that person sits at a desk, and a lot of times people are there to bring in a loved one, and that person goes back for the one-day surgery. And so they're kind of a facilitator between the staff in the back and the visitors out front.
Right.
And up on the third floor, we have an ICU area, and that waiting area, that lobby area, needs an attendant. So we have a volunteer up there as well. But you're right about the whole experience. Sometimes it uplifts the patient's spirits. And sometimes our volunteers are in a unique position to bookend the patient experience. They might be the first person that a patient sees as they walk in the door, as a greeter perhaps, or sitting at the gift shop. And then they might be the last person from the hospital that a patient sees. So our volunteers are amazing. They're special. They give back. They want to serve. A lot of times, like if a shift starts at 8:30, they're there 7:30, 8 o'clock, ready to go, excited and happy and ready to go. So if you're listening out there and you or a loved one or a friend, if you have just 3 hours a week where you can give of your time, just one shift a week, I'd love to talk with you. Just give me a call at the hospital, 912-427-6811, and I can get you an application out in the mail to you right away, and I can have a conversation with you about it.
Okay. Jill Blizzard, 427...
6811.
6811, Jill Blizzard at Wayne Memorial Hospital, and talk to her about volunteering there.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And what it says in the article you have here, it says volunteering reduces stress and improves well-being. This is an article from Dr. Karen Bell in Liberty County, who wrote about the health benefits of being a volunteer, no matter what you're volunteering for. But if you are a volunteer, it does help reduce the stress and improves well-being. Always is better to give.
It is, and I brought in this article because it was actually out of the Coastal Courier, and we advertise with several area papers, and I like to see our ads, of course, but I also like to see any articles that pertain to health, and this one caught my eye because the headline was "Volunteering Can Be Good for Your Soul," and we know that, but looking at this and seeing what this doctor wrote about that, about how it can reduce loneliness and a sense of isolation. That's from her clinical perspective. It can strengthen your immune system. And of course, we know that because with social connection, you hear about the improvement in people's immune systems and just mental health. Mm-hmm. And I think it's important, too. We are kind of past the time of the COVID shutdowns, and people are getting back together. Things are open, restaurants are open, and people are coming back to the hospital to volunteer, which is great. And so I just thought, this just caught my eye, so I thought I'd bring this in and let you guys see it, and we could talk about it.
Okay. They need volunteers at Wayne Memorial Hospital, so give Jill a call, 427-6811, a minimum of 3 hours per week.
Yes, and that's just one shift. It's just one shift. And of course, when people have vacations, of course they don't work their shift. They we either don't have a volunteer in that spot or a friend will cover for them. So we're very understanding, very flexible. But there's benefits, of course, for the hospital to have somebody there to help patients, but there's also benefits to the volunteer themselves. Okay. And so I appreciate y'all letting me come in here about once a month and share what we have going on.
Okay. Bob, any questions, comments, or anything for Jill this morning?
It's good to see you.
Always good to see you. I'll see you tonight at the game.
You heading over to Savannah?
Of course. I have a cheerleader.
Oh, yes, right.
Yes.
You got a cheerleader. So you got your GoFan, you got your app on there. You remember now they're making you use a phone, put an app on your phone. They're making you use a credit card and debit card just to go in and see a high school sporting event.
So it's on my husband's phone. Yes,
it's on his phone.
So
okay.
we're ready to go. But then we have cash for the concession stand.
You do have cash for concession
stands. Of course,
yes.
Okay. Of course.
Sounds good.
All right. Thank y'all.
Have a good, safe trip over. All right, we'll be back more of the world famous Butch and Bob show in a moment.
South Georgia weather.
Here's your WIFO forecast. Sunny for today, not as warm, less humid, more comfortable. Northeast breeze at 10 to 15, high of 80. Clear mid-50s for tonight. Then tomorrow, sunny, high mid-80s, low 60s Saturday night. Sunday, sunshine, highs low 90s. Slight chance of showers and thunderstorms Sunday evening. Georgia Chief Meteorologist John Weatherby in the Georgia 811 Weather Center. Contact 811 before you dig.
When further treatment is no longer an option, hospice can provide services to manage symptoms and difficulties caused by illness. Emotional, psychosocial, and spiritual care, as well as support to the families and caregivers, are all part of hospice care. Hospice of South Georgia has been a part of the health community in Wayne and surrounding counties since 1998. The professional yet compassionate attention provided by our staff is unsurpassed. Widely supported by donations from the local population, Hospice of South Georgia is the local nonprofit hospice in Wayne County. Our administrative office is located at 1625 Sunset Boulevard, and Hospice of South Georgia accepts anyone who meets hospice criteria, regardless of their ability to pay. Please call 912-588-0080 to speak with someone about hospice care. That was 912-588-0080. We are your hometown hospice, and we are here to serve you. Hospice of South Georgia, working to add life to your days.
You're listening to the world-famous Butch and Bob Show right here on WIFO 105.5 FM in Jessup. Memorial Stadium, 7:30 kickoff. Yellow Jackets, Jenkins High School. Should be a good victory for our Wayne County Yellow Jackets tonight, right, Bob?
I believe so. I mean, Jenkins 1-3. Coach Shaw says they got some good defensive players, but I don't think it's going to be much of a problem for us to go down there and get the win. So,
okay, is he pulling a Vince Dilly?
No, he doesn't do that.
He didn't. Okay. All right. So go Jackets. Wish them the best tonight. And remember, if you cannot make it over to the game to Memorial Stadium in Savannah, we'll have all the action for you beginning at 6:30 as Bob sits down with Coach Jay Beauchamp and talks about last week's game and this week's game between 6:30 and 7. And the pregame show between 7 to 7:30 and kickoff at 7:30, all right here on 105.5 FM. And we'll stream the broadcast down our website at bigdogcountry.com. Bigdogcountry.com. Just click on live stream. Y'all got anybody lined up to talk to between 7 and 7:30 yet?
I don't know. Joe may have somebody lined up. I'm not sure.
Okay. All right. So all that going on. A lot of high school football action tonight. And we wish everyone, because, you know, we reach all of Southeast Georgia, we wish all y'all the best as you have a good time tonight at high school football games.
Looking forward to it.
Okay. I understand, Bob, that you can get tickets to the Georgia-Kent State game tomorrow in Athens cheap. I mean, cheap.
I would think so.
Of course, I don't know how you get tickets. You know, it used to be, remember when you go up to a game like this, up to Sanford Stadium, and, you know, you'd have Georgia, you know, playing some team that everyone knew that Georgia was going to blow out, and people would try to sell the tickets, and if they couldn't sell them, they just lay them up on a bench somewhere or something like that, and you could just stop by and pick them up. I don't know. Do you use tickets to get into Georgia anymore, or are they like, have they gone to where you got to have electronics and debit and credit cards to get in? Or
I'm not sure. I haven't been, so I don't know.
You don't know? No. Okay. Well, I was just wondering. You know, Jacksonville Jaguars, they started before COVID.
Right.
They started where you had to use your smartphone to be able to get in, and for, you know, they have people up there at the gates who help you. You know, because a lot of us are technology challenged. And so when they first started that for the first couple of years there before COVID hit, they even had it, you know, they'd help you make sure that you could set it up and get in and stuff like that. But I didn't know how Georgia was right now. I don't know how Southern is. I don't know how all these teams are. But to me, it seems like you've got to have an option. It's, you know, it's great to use these services like, you know, GoFan and other places like that. But you should have the option, and that's just my personal opinion, and I'm on that soapbox, is you should be able to walk up there and pay cash for a ticket to get into a sporting event if they have seats available. You know, you shouldn't have to go. I was reading, I got online last night and read about GoFan. It started about in 2020. A couple of guys up in Alpharetta, Georgia said, well, there's an opportunity here for us to try to come up with a great app to make some money. And so they came up with the GoFan. It's only been around now for about 2 or 3 years. And so they started with that. And now so many of the high schools, not only in the state of Georgia, but other ones around, are starting to use that. Which means if you pay for a ticket, $1 of it goes to GoFan. So if there's 3,000 people sitting in a stadium watching a football game, $3,000 goes. That's just that one game, okay, and one place goes to them. But I was reading a newspaper article from a community in Florida that had picked up GoFan last year, and the newspaper article was ripping it. I mean, this news reporter was ripping. He said, first of all, why should you exclude someone from a ball game just because because they want to pay cash? Why should that money? What happened was that particular high school went up $2 on their tickets from the year before. Okay, because you got to have a $10 or more for it to be $1. Then below that it's a certain another amount. But they were saying that 20% our tickets went up 20% and 10% of that's going out of state because you're going from Florida, from the high school, from that community, taking that money away from the community and sending it to GoFan in Alpharetta, Georgia. So a lot of the things that I read on it last night, there's a lot of good comments about it, a lot of negative comments like anything else in the world. But the biggest comments that I read during the evening was, why take that money out of the community and pay someone up in Alpharetta, Georgia to get into a ball game? So many high schools have increased their ticket prices to cover that dollar cost. And why should 10 to 20% of the cost of a ticket go to an app company up in Alpharetta, Georgia, and take it away from the local community? So there was, a lot of things there. And the way I look at it is, yeah, that's great. If you want to do that, that's fantastic. If you want to pay for tickets that way, but you should be like we are here in Wayne County and be smart enough to be able to sell tickets in advance if you want to go to a high school event. You should have to me, Bob, you should have the option. You can go down to the school or go down to Sheffield's. And that's the reason why you see so many people in Sheffield's, because you can't buy them at the gate when you go in. You've got to buy them in advance here in Wayne County. But at Jenkins and other schools, you've got to. They have given the monopoly of getting to a high school event over to GoFan. A lot of high schools have, and other sporting events. And to me, and the other biggest complaints I got was the technical things, like can't get it didn't show up, couldn't get it, all these other things that you have problems when you're dealing with apps, all kinds of technical things, no bad service, bad customer service, just all those kinds of things like that you get with app companies and stuff like that. So it'll be interesting to see how all this works out there, because to me, it seems like if they're going to have enough problems with this over a period of time, people in every community is going to say, I want to be able to buy a ticket and not have to use my debit and credit card, have to put an app on my phone and all that kind of stuff. But tonight, folks, if you're going to the Jenkins game, Wayne County Jenkins game in Savannah Memorial Stadium, you have to you got to buy your ticket through GoFan. Can't buy it locally, got to buy it through GoFan. Or they'll just turn you away from the gate. I don't care how many $10 bills you show them, they're still going to turn you away from the gate.
Yeah, most schools will send tickets, to try to get just ticket sales up, but I don't know why they want to send. Nobody has that answer. I asked that question to several people. Why won't they send the advance tickets so we could sell them? But
they don't have the tickets. It's all electronic. It's just it's all electronics. I mean, I don't understand that. Why send 10 to 20% of the receipt from a ticket to a company up in Alpharetta, Georgia, and then why not give folks the opportunity to either use the electronics? There's so many people out there who'd rather do the app, but there's a lot of folks out there who'd like to be able to buy a ticket with cash to go into a high school sporting event. But just know that, folks, if you go to the game tonight, that you're going to have you have, just like Jill had there on her phone, you've got to be able to use the GoFan app.
Yeah, please don't drive over thinking you're going to get a ticket, because it's not going to happen.
Not going to happen. You can't. And there's so many of the high schools. If it hurts the gate enough, or people start not going because they have to use an app, or if they the community starts calling the high schools and stuff like that, and middle schools and all that kind of stuff, and saying, hey, we want to be able to pay cash to go see our kids play, or grandkids play, or whatever and the case may be, maybe most schools will start giving folks the option of buying in advance or using the app. I just don't think it should be just the app. That's my personal opinion. But go Jackets tonight. We wish them the best, the very best, as they continue on with their season. And then is it next week, Bob, that next week is when we begin region play.
Right. Burke comes in.
The number one team right there, that Burke County.
Yeah, BC's the number one team.
Oh, are they? Okay, I thought Burke was undefeated.
Burke's undefeated. But,
that's what I meant.
But they're not.
They're undefeated, Bob. Yeah, I was just going by what you said on sports yesterday. Undefeated Burke County, so I figured if you're undefeated, you got to be number one.
Right now, they're number one. They're not the best team.
Okay, all right. So Burke County is coming to Wayne County next Friday night. And remember, we're smart here in Wayne County. You can purchase tickets in advance with cash next week, either at Sheffield's or at the school. Right. We give folks the option here in Wayne County, where at Jenkins, you don't get that option. And so they'll start with region play next week.
It'll be a big game.
Big game. We got a quality football team coming in. I'm not sure when's home. You were announcing something on homecoming.
October 8th is the parade. Hold on.
Okay, October 6th or 5th, because the game is the Islands is the 7th, which would be Friday. So I guess it would be the 6th, October 6th. Is that homecoming then? October 6th?
I left the homecoming story on my desk.
Oh, okay. Well, we won't worry about it.
Oh, here it is. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Homecoming, Rocking Through the Ages. Homecoming parade's Thursday, October 6th. So it would be Friday, October 7th is the team we're playing.
Right. That's what I was talking about, homecoming. So homecoming itself is going to be the parade and all that's going to be on the 6th, and then the homecoming with all the festivities against the Islands.
The Islands, right.
Okay, on October 7th. Okay. And then we play out of town tonight, and then for 3 weeks in a row we play at home. Burke County at home, Islands at home, and New Hampstead at home. 3 home games from the 30th of September.
Then we go on the road for the final 2, yeah. So the New Hampstead game will be senior night.
That'll be senior night, New Hampstead, which is the last home game, and then BC on the road, and then the last game of the year regular season on October 28th at Southeast Bullitt. Where do they play? They share the stadiums over there in Statesboro, or?
I said they're new to our region, so I really don't know where.
I know that they're building a new high school football facility in Statesboro, in the Statesboro area, because I've seen it a couple times on news on WJCL. Every so often they'll show you the update of that new high school stadium that's being built in Statesboro over there in Bullitt County. So I guess maybe they're building another one for those teams to share. All right.
And if you want to get entry into the homecoming parade, the cost is $25. So again, entry forms are due Tuesday, October 4th. So late registration fees cost you $50. So make sure you get your entry in early. And if you need more information, contact the high school at 427-1096, extension 729. Ask for Judy Beaver. She's organizing the homecoming parade. Again, the theme is Rocking Through the Ages. And that parade's Thursday, October 6th at 5 p.m. in downtown Jessup. Parade lineups on Bay Street next to the Jessup Fire Department, which the event judging will begin at 4:30. So should be fun. Homecoming parade. That's all they had. The homecoming court has been announced. So
okay, Southeast Bullock is in Brooklet.
I know it's in Brooklet, but they have a stadium.
They have a stadium. That's what I was going to say. That's what it says. Southeast Bullock is in Brooklet, which is, of course, in the county up there, and they play at their own stadium. Okay.
I wonder what that stadium looks like.
I don't know. We'll see this year. You will. Okay. Well, yeah, I guess you will find out on October 28th.
You got plenty of time to worry about that.
Yeah. All right. Anything else in your mind this morning, Bob? Anything happening that you want to highlight before you head to Savannah?
Just want to remind people of the street dance tomorrow night in Odom. Second Chance Band will perform.
Free. It's free.
Yep. Should be fun. Kicks off the Odom Day festivities, which October 1st is the big day, 47th annual event.
All right, Bob. Okay. Have a safe trip, you and Joe, to Savannah. All right, Big Dog Country Radio, WIFO, 105.5 FM in Jessup, world famous Butch and Bob show, brought to you by First Southern Bank, by Van's Barbecue, Murphy Builder Supply, and O'Quinn and Associates.